guys, what's up? I'm back again with another video. Now, as you can tell, my review is a little different. I'm actually not on screen. I'm actually having this little slide going on while my voice is going through. I just kind of felt like, I wanted to make this review a little unique and different compared to how my discussion video was on the Spider-Man Trilogy, which was actually leading up to this. So you guys, you know what, sit down, relax, and enjoy this little review of The Amazing Spider-Man. Now, before I get into that, I am gonna say that at least towards the very end, I'm gonna have spoilers. So I'll give you guys a heads up whenever I get there. But overall, let's just get started with this. So, what did I think of The Amazing Spider-Man compared to the past movies? Okay, compared to those, this one tops off everything. I mean, Sam Raimi's trilogy was okay, but compared to The Amazing Spider-Man, it falls deeply. I mean, I'm just saying, it falls. I know the Sam Raimi fans are going to be like, you are such a Marc Webb fan, what? Okay, guys, I don't mind the Sam Raimi movies, I really don't. At least the first one anyway. 2 got too dramatic, and 3 was... let's not even get there. But Marc Webb's... I mean, he delivered a pretty solid movie. I mean, he did 500 Days of Summer, and then he shifts off into this, and I have to say, that's some potential right there to carry on a superhero movie like this. But, like I mentioned before, and the other thing is that this movie sticks true to the comics, to the source material, so at least for the majority of it, it does. So that's the other reason why I like it. So I've been saying so a lot, but that's besides the point. Okay, so The Amazing Spider-Man. What did I think of Andrew Garfield? In my opinion, I thought he topped Tobey Maguire all the way through. The way how he portrayed Peter was very realistic. His characteristics, the daily activities he does, and even after he becomes Spider-Man, I mean, it kind of burdens on him, kind of like how Bruce Wayne, like how Batman's kind of a burden on Bruce Wayne in a way. So yeah, I mean, Peter goes through a lot of stuff in this. So I felt bad for him at parts too. I mean, his character was really interesting in this movie, but the stuff that he goes through is pretty sad, actually. I'm not gonna lie, and I actually thought that was actually a good thing, because that brings some emotion into, this reboot that's come out. Now, like I mentioned before, Andrew Garfield did a pretty good job. Now I'm gonna get to Gwen Stacy. Now, a lot of people have been like, wait, hold on. Isn't Mary Jane his first love interest? I'm like, guys, if you've read the comics, Gwen Stacy was Peter's first love interest. Now, he really cared for her, and something happens to her, which the comic book fans, and myself, at least the die-hard fans, they know what happens to Gwen. I'm not gonna mention that because if it happens in the series, let's just say it's pretty emotional of what happens to her. And that might set you guys off on finding out what happens to her. I'm just saying. Now, Emma Stone playing Gwen Stacy, I never had a problem with Emma Stone, because she also did a pretty good job. Plus, I'm actually kind of a big fan of her too. I mean, she's appeared in Zombieland and Superbad and what else is there? I know there's another movie she was in, and I can't name it at the top of my head. So, hey, there's something out there for you guys. If you guys remember what other movie Emma Stone was in, you know what? Let me know, because I know she was in another movie. But you know what? Does a pretty good job as Gwen Stacy. She even looks like her too, which is actually kind of scary, because when I looked at Gwen and I looked at Emma Stone when she was playing Gwen, I was like, wow, they actually look alike. And now I'm about to get to Peter's aunt and uncle, which they did a pretty good job. Now, I don't remember their names. I'll put them in the annotations link so I can remember. But, they did a pretty good job too, and their relationship with Peter was... overall, the way how Peter interacts with all these characters was realistic. It's something like even like I guess the best word I'm trying to say is that it's something that a normal kid like Peter would go through. I mean, he's shy, he's a lot of things like a teenager would be. I mean, not a lot of things, but some of the characteristics that he portrayed can be inside of a teenager. Accounting some of us anyway. But, I bought that. That was really good. And then Rhys Ifans as the Lizard / Dr. Connors. Long overdue. I'm just saying. The Lizard making his appearance in a Spider-Man movie has been long overdue. I mean, Spider-Man 2 came out, you had Dr. Connors, and you had him again in Spider-Man 3. And when this was during the time when Spider-Man 4 was still in the works, a lot of people really wanted the Lizard, but they never got to it, so this reboot came, and people didn't know what the villain was going to be. So I'm actually kind of glad that the Lizard made his screen time appearance, his debut on the big screen, so that was really good, although I was looking forward to him having a snout. I still like the Lizard, but I think it would have been kind of cool if he had a snout in a way. I don't know. That's how I pictured him. I mean, even in, his... Like, that's how... Because I kind of pictured him with the snout because of, the 90s show and Spectacular Spider-Man, let's not forget about that. But, Rhys Ifans, pretty good job. I'm not gonna lie, he did a good job. Dennis Leary as Gwen's dad, Captain Stacy, did a pretty good job, too. You know what? I'm going to say pretty good job, too. You know what? All the actors did a good job. Even Irfan Khan, who did Dr. Rotha. So, yeah. And, I mean, the story, the plot, everything flowed. I mean, there were some parts where it was kind of slow in a way. Just tiny bits and pieces here and there. But overall, I enjoyed the movie. Like I mentioned before, I thought it was better than the Sam Raimi trilogy. And all I have to say is that I'm really looking forward to a sequel. I mean, the way how it ended off, which, by the way, guys, I'm about to get into my spoiler section, so if you guys haven't seen the movie, exit out of this, and when you do see the movie, come back and watch my spoiler at exactly 7 minutes and 50 seconds. So, I'm about to give my spoilers now, and if you guys have seen the movie, then just enjoy. Okay, so the main spoiler, is the after the credit scene. It's when Dr. Connors is in that asylum or hospital thing. He's in like some kind of mental institution room, and this guy comes out of nowhere, and he's like, "Hello, doctor. Did you tell the boy?" And he's like, "Tell him what?" "Did you tell the boy the truth about his father?" And Dr. Connors is like, "No." And he's like, "Good. Well, we'll let him be. For now." And then Connors is like, "You should leave him alone." And then, lightning flashes off. Now, I have seen a lot of theories and such. A lot of people are thinking that it's Electro because of the lightning thing. Personally, I don't think that. I have to agree with the people that think that it's Norman Osborn because of the fact that he's mentioned a lot. I mean, Dr. Rotha mentioned that, Osborn's dying, we need the serum, and we need it to be tested on a human. And that's kind of what led Dr. Connors to becoming the Lizard. So, I mean, with him becoming the Lizard would lead Osborn to becoming, the Green Goblin, because it's the serum. And that's what I think. I think it's Norman, but at the same time, there's one other person that no one's thought of. It could be Eddie's dad, because in the Ultimate Comics, Peter's dad and Eddie's dad worked on this little suit, which is the symbiote, and it was like this cure for cancer thing, which led to Peter and Eddie kind of meeting up, and, again, because they were childhood friends, and that led him to find the suit. Peter took it, he has the black suit on, he gets it off, and then Eddie becomes Venom. That's what happens in the Ultimate Comics, anyway. And if it is Eddie's dad, that would be pretty cool to see, I'm not gonna lie. But, like I mentioned before, I think it's Norman. It's a high possibility because of the fact that they mentioned him up a lot in the movie. And so yeah, guys, this pretty much wraps up my review for The Amazing Spider-Man. Let me know, did you guys like the way how I reviewed the movie, like how I reviewed this movie, and if so, like, just let me know. That way I know if I want to continue this on. I mean, it all depends on you guys. And overall, I have to say that this movie definitely gets at least a 4.5 out of 5. Really good movie of the summer. In my opinion, I thought it was better than Avengers, but this topping The Dark Knight Rises, I'll have to see. I mean, it could, because The Dark Knight Rises is a third superhero movie, because of, a lot of us do think of the whole third movie syndrome thing, but I'll see about that whenever I do my review on The Dark Knight Rises. And yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. I'm Shirag, and have a great day.